It's just so weird. Like, I guess the random like changes in a mood. Some days like I will be on just this high, not from drugs, but from being around people with amazing ecstatic energy, and we just like feed off of each other and give to each other. And then like days just come, like it's just sun for a bit, and then you would think that the week would progress in this way as well. Then all of a sudden, within the snap of fingers, it's a thunderstorm. And I guess that's kind of the best way to describe how I feel, is that it is sunny sometimes, but now it's been, yeah, most times. But then again, I guess sun doesn't always last forever. And well, I've just been feeling like highs and lows, and I do feel like I'm doing it alone, but it's just like people can help me to feel better, but there's nobody who can completely take away this feeling that's inside. And like sometimes I'm told, or like people say, maybe YouTube, oh, like, why do you go to YouTube? YouTube isn't a place for this. But I'm able to express myself freely here without being judged and just find a way to describe the feeling that it is. They'd say things like, go talk to a therapist, but why is this so different other than the fact that there's not someone responding to me telling me, well, this is your problem, this is your problem. And you see, maybe that's not what I want to hear, because maybe it would make me feel worse. Like, to be like, well, you're doing this wrong, do this better. And I don't know the whole therapist thing or how it works, but yeah, I'm a bit scared. I'm a bit scared to go to the hospital. Why? Because I know I'm feeling bad, but I tell myself, like, you know, I should be able to get over these feelings by myself. I don't want drugs to help, like, supplement the feeling that's lacking within me. Is there not a way for me to find that on my own? Do I have to have a supplement in order to fit that vacant slot, or can I find something on my own that's natural to fill it? And that's kind of what I'm trying to do. And yeah, it's a struggle, I would admit, but I would much rather sit here and break down and break down and break down until I find what it is that's missing. But I don't want someone to give your piece to my puzzle. This is mine, you know? It's mine. I'm the one who created this. So why can I not sit there and figure it out on my own? Why can I not sit there and just like put the pieces together by myself? And I know people are there, people who want to help me and stuff. And it's not like I'm rejecting it or nothing, but it's just like, you guys can help me feel better, but it's up to me to like find what it is that's wrong and actually be able to rid this feeling that's like burning inside. And that's just what I'm trying to do. And have people who are showing up, and they're showing up, and I love, love, love you guys for that. But like, I just have to, like, the thing is, I say, when you sit there with yourself, you get to know yourself better and you can figure out what's going on. And yeah, I can say that one of my problems is I live too much in my head. But the thing is, yeah, when you're alone all of the time, most of the time, yeah, you are gonna sit in your head sometimes. I'm not just gonna sit there and like talk out loud so often, I'm just talking to talk, but in my head, sometimes I find that I run down paths of like places that I don't want to go, and I try to like tell myself no, like go back, go back, go back. But the thing is, once that train starts moving, it's hard for it to stop. So I just tell myself, well, it's not gonna go away, so all you could do is let it go until it's ready to stop, and that's at the next station. But sometimes that path that it's on, like, it feels like it's going on forever, but I do believe that at a certain point, it's meant to come to a stop. And yeah, I do just sit here and I wait for that to come. And maybe not knowing how long is what's really getting to me, because I feel like I've been here forever and days are going by and weeks, months, and we're just moving and moving and moving. Are we getting anywhere? But of course we are. Of course we are. You know, a train is not just running in a circle. Well, it is, like, it has a designated path, but at the end of the day, it's meant to go somewhere. That's why I know, like, I don't hate myself or even say that at all, because I just know who I am, and I know that my emotions, they control my being. But if I were to suppress that, then who would I be, you know? Because that's where I get my desire for a dream from. That's where my poetry strives off of, those feelings, the happy and the sad feelings, you know? And without, I would feel lost. There's times where I go to write poetry when I don't feel anything, and I find it's a struggle to describe a feeling that isn't there. But when I'm sad, I manage to find words that describe almost perfectly what it is that's, well, how it feels on the inside. And, you know, to some people, well, you're not going to get it, but, you know, it's because it's a depth that not everybody understands, which is understandable, you know. But that depth is also how, like, there's other people out there who also understand how that feels, you know. That's why it's like I don't feel wrong for being to some people too much, because that's just what my emotions are. They're very strong, they're very vibrant. Like, when I feel it, I feel it. And it's not just like, you know, like sadness, some people could brush it off, like you wipe your tears, fucking walk away, it's over. But it's not like that for me. Like, sadness is much more than just the word itself. It's really like something that really, like, dives into me and really takes me to these deep, deep places that I forgot were there, but I assume were. And, you know, once you dive deep into the water, yeah, sometimes it is hard to find your way back up to the surface, because when you're too deep, you know, you lose sight of the light. But it doesn't mean it's not there, and you just have to figure out if you're swimming in the right direction. But once you start moving there, then the light is there again, and you're brought back to the surface. And that's just what I'm waiting for, you know. That's just what I'm waiting for. I know I'm swimming, not drowning yet, because it's not like a feeling of death or nothing, but it's more so of like surviving and a strong will to get out of here and do better and become a better person. And yes, it's very hard, but if you truly have the desire to fight and keep going, then I believe that with the right person, you can survive anything, and you can overcome it and become better. And that's just what I'm trying to do, get better. But sometimes when I start feeling okay, I convince myself that, okay, I'm ready. Let me go on a fucking 1 hour hike. No, no, no. Okay is okay. Good is good. Better, content, it's another thing. But okay, you can't move too much off of okay, you know, because it's like your limb is freaking cut off. You just sewn it back. You're able to move your fingers a little bit. Oh, I'm okay. So, you know, you do, you start using your hand, and then bam, that's just broken again. That's kind of the way I can describe myself, in the sense that, like, I just convince myself, well, if I'm feeling okay, it's time to get back in that headspace. It's time to help people. And then that's the minute I start helping people is when, again, I forget myself. And that's maybe my problem. And you see, that's why I like speaking, because I find even sometimes when I'm just saying words, it also helps me to better understand myself, because maybe when I'm in my head, I'm not thinking about these things. I'm thinking about all the bad things. But once I start speaking out loud, everything kind of starts to come together, and I start to better understand myself. And of course, I know myself, and I do know that, like, I jump from topic to topic, but at the end of the day, no matter where you start that puzzle, the pieces will come together to form one. So yeah, I don't feel bad about, like, going on thought after thought after thought, because I am thinking about a lot of things, you know? So I just like let everything that I'm feeling based in the moment come out. But again, they all correlate to come back to like the singular thought of what like the principle of that feeling is, which is, I guess you could say, like a sense of belonging and longing for life, you know? But it makes sense to the right ears, but to someone else, they're just gonna be like, like, what the fuck are they talking about? But when you're someone else who also may feel such as I do, you would be like I get it, like I get exactly what it is, Overthinking is overthinking. When you're in your head, you're thinking about everything, but the thing is, when you let the words out, then it's the same thing, but you just run through different courses, like a million different paths, and you're going this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, but they all come back together to take you back to the main road. And that's just what it is. Like, I'm a strong guy. I'm a strong guy. It takes a lot for me to cry, but once I do, it starts pouring. But that's okay. It's just because I know my emotions are a lot, and I don't feel bad for being me at all. Because, like, how could I hate the person I was born to be, How could I hate the person who's brought me to some of my favorite pieces of poetry and writing? I don't hate myself. I don't hate the feelings that come with being myself. Do I feel bad when sometimes it affects work and the people that I'm around? Of course, but that's because I'm selfless. But I have to just teach myself. You have to prioritize yourself. For some time, you do, because once you start worrying about this person, this person, this person, this person, and this and that and this, you start to forget about the person that's right in front of you, and that's yourself. So that's why it's like better not to forget, because once you figure this out and then you come back, you start to forget, where was I at? Where was I at? Where was I starting from? Where was I moving from? So it's like you could help people, but it's just like, don't forget to help yourself. Feed that person, feed that person, feed that person, but don't give everyone everything to the point where you have no food for left for yourself, because when you go home, you have to return to you. And I guess, like I say, it makes sense to the right ears. It makes sense when I say it out loud as well, but it's okay if you guys think I'm a little bit crazy. I know I'm not, but again, sometimes things just don't make sense to people, but to others it does. And that's just what I want to say for today. And I hope you guys have a lovely day and be amazing people and do amazing things and just do good things and spread kindness. And I love you guys.